Welcome to this virtual open house for the Clarke and Groveland Joint Infrastructure Plan project. I'm Sarah Bluvis, a capital project manager for the City of Mercer Island, and I'm joined today by Jordan Zlatoff from Berger Partnership, the city's design consultant for this planning process. The joint infrastructure plan for these waterfront parks will identify and prioritize specific park renovations and repairs to implement over the next 10 to 15 years. The existing park features are nearly 50 years old and showing signs of their age, with multiple structures in need of repair or replacement. In particular, waterfront and in-water structures such as bulkheads, docks, and piers must be repaired or replaced soon. As part of the planning process, we must also bring the existing facilities up to current standards in terms of building codes and accessibility guidelines, as well as environmental permitting requirements, which have changed in many ways since the parks were originally developed. At this stage of the process, we're excited to present preliminary design concepts for each park to the community. In our two open house videos, Berger will provide an overview of the park's existing conditions, then walk through three concepts for each park. It's important to understand that there's limited funding available for improvements at both parks, so all ideas presented today may not be included in the final infrastructure plan, which is where you come in. After watching the presentations, provide feedback on the design concepts by taking our survey on Let's Talk. You can respond for one or both parks, and the concepts Jordan will share are posted on Let's Talk, so you can refer back to them as you take the survey. Survey results will be used to develop the preferred concept for each park, which will be shared with the community in early 2026. Now I'll hand it off to Jordan to discuss each park.
Hello, my name is Jordan Zlatoff with Berger Partnership Landscape Architects. We've been working with the city staff on developing conceptual design for Clarke Beach Park and Groveland Beach Park, and I'm excited to share our recent progress and design concepts for these great parks. Located on the east side of Mercer Island, Clarke Beach Park serves as a local community park as well as one of few public areas on the island with direct water access. Because of its location on the lake, we also need to consider how the area connects to broader recreational uses like non-motorized boating from nearby launch sites and its place along the Lakes to Locks water trail. On the right, you'll see a survey of the park's existing conditions. This highlights key features of the site, including the steep terrain, existing structures, parking areas, drainage systems, walking paths, vegetation, and even underwater features. Here you can see a few images of the existing conditions at Clarke Beach Park. The stepped concrete bulkhead that makes up a large portion of the existing waterfront, the larger of the two existing piers, the steep asphalt path from the parking lot to the water, the enclosed swim area with a sheet pile wall which has lost its cap, one of the informal forest trails, and the existing picnic tables near the water. And here are a few additional photos: the stone bulkhead and small pier at the south end of the park, the existing restroom, the parking, and the old sand play area near the water. Clarke Beach Park is located within the Cedar River watershed, which supports important migratory runs for Chinook, coho, and sockeye salmon every year. Because of this, the shoreline of the park plays a valuable role in supporting regional salmon habitat. As part of our planning, we studied the full shoreline of the park, looking at different types of bulkheads, piers, and the slope of the land. A key area of focus is the near shore salmon habitat, the area along the shore where the water is less than 15 feet deep. This zone, shown in light green on the graphic, is essential for salmon and other related fish species. However, at the north end of the beach, a long concrete bulkhead cuts off this habitat, making it difficult for fish to move along the shoreline. One of our project goals is to remove the extended bulkhead to restore ecological functions along the beach. In addition, much of the shoreline is lined with concrete and stone bulkheads. These create poor habitat conditions that wouldn't meet today's environmental standards. As part of the park improvements, we're looking to soften and restore these edges to support a healthier shoreline environment. In these next pages, you can see a few cross sections depicting unique conditions along the shoreline, including the north end of the beach with an older, degraded sand play area and enclosed swim area, the existing restroom with a tall bulkhead at the water, the existing picnic area and stepped concrete bulkhead, and the south end of the park where the forest extends to the water, a small stone bulkhead. Here you can see an aerial photo of the park with the existing conditions survey overlaid. This gives us a sense of the current layout and features of the park. Next, we'll walk through 3 design concepts that were developed as options for the park improvements. For each concept, you'll first see an overall plan of the entire park, followed by a closer look at the waterfront area with more detail. Concepts are generally presented in order from the highest level of change in cost to the lowest, keeping in mind while this order applies to the overall design approach, some of the individual features within each option may not follow the same pattern. It's also important to note that funding for this project is limited, so we won't likely be able to include all the ideas you'll see in the final design. By sharing your thoughts through the survey, you can help the city understand which elements matter the most to you and guide how the available budget is used. As we go through each concept, we'll highlight the major features, but we encourage you to spend time with the graphics afterwards to explore the details more closely. These materials are available on the Let's Talk website and will be available after this presentation. Before we dive into the differences between the 3 design options, it's helpful to point out a few elements that are consistent across all of them. First, all 3 concepts remove the existing concrete bulkheads and sheet pile swimming enclosure. These changes help soften the shoreline, meaning we'd restore a more natural edge to vastly improve fish habitat and overall ecological health. Second, each design reflects a shift in how the park will be used. Formal swimming amenities are no longer included in the options. Clarke Beach Park is being planned as a more passive, nature-oriented park, while Groveland Beach and Luther Burbank parks are considered for improved swimming facilities. Because of this shift, all 3 designs include replacing the existing restroom with a smaller, updated facility featuring 2 gender-neutral stalls that better match the park's expected use. Here is concept design 1. Because the existing paths to the beach are too steep to meet current accessibility standards, this concept includes a new series of ADA grade paths from the parking lot to the waterfront. This new route would take substantial investment and effort to implement, but it would greatly improve the usability of the park for users with impaired mobility. ADA parking may be expanded to accompany this improved accessibility. A new picnic area is created in the forested upland area, which could be accessible from the new ADA accessible route. This picnic area may include expanded, improved benches and tables, planting enhancements, and grilling facilities. Zooming in to the shoreline zone of the park, design concept 1 maximizes the beach area by pulling the path back from the water, as well as reducing the upper grass area near the picnic tables. The expanded beach zone is enhanced with natural features such as boulders, logs, and beach vegetation, improving the ecological function while also providing natural play opportunities. In this concept, the new 2-stall restroom is supplemented with an outdoor rinsing shower to allow users to clean off sand from beach play and other recreational activities at the site. This concept proposes the complete replacement of both pier structures. The new central pier is larger and longer, providing fishing access and lake viewing opportunities further out into the water. The south pier is replaced with a small platform as a secondary water access point for additional fishing and viewing opportunities. Additionally, the central pier is supplemented with an ADA accessible, small, non-motorized watercraft launching facility. At the north end of the beach, new tiered seating creates an informal amphitheater space for additional gathering and lake viewing opportunities. Here you can see, here's design concept 2. For site circulation, this option proposes a new ADA accessible path to the mid-level picnic area, similar to option 1. However, the ADA accessible route ends here instead of continuing down to the waterfront like in option 1. Zooming in to the shoreline zone of the park, in contrast with option 1, design 2 keeps existing waterfront walkway location near the restroom and preserve some flat grass area around the picnic tables. As a result, this option proposes less beach area than option 1. The remaining beach zone, while smaller, may also be enhanced with natural features that increase ecological function and provide natural play opportunities. Like option 1, the restroom is replaced with a smaller structure with 2 gender-neutral stalls. No rinsing facilities are shown in this option. This option proposes the removal of the smaller south pier and replacement of the central pier, consolidating the in-water access to a single new expanded pier structure with fishing, lake viewing, and non-motorized watercraft launching opportunities. At the north end of the beach, curved seat walls provide additional seating and lake viewing opportunities near the beach. Here is concept design 3. No new ADA accessible routes are proposed in this option. Instead, the existing picnic tables at the mid-level zone will be updated with new paving and path connections. Zooming into the shoreline zone of the park, this design concept keeps the existing waterfront walkway location near the restroom. Instead of a flat grass area adjacent to the picnic table zone, option 3 proposes terraced seat walls transitioning directly down to the beach, stabilizing the slope and providing additional seating opportunities. This option falls in the middle of the 3 in terms of the amount of sandy beach area and proposes fewer natural boulders or log features in favor of a clean sandy beach character. Like option 2, the restroom is replaced with a smaller structure with 2 gender-neutral stalls. No rinsing facilities are shown in this option. This option proposes keeping the existing pier structures in their current size and location with structural repairs and replacement of decking and railings, ensuring they are structurally sound and safe and extending their useful life decades into the future. At the north end of the beach, a long curved seat wall wraps around an open play zone with flexible grass or a small play area with nature-themed play elements. Here you can see cross-sections reflecting the 3 design concepts showing proposed conditions for the north end of the site. Notable differences can be seen in the seating type, play opportunities, and beach character for each option. Next, we see cross-sections for the 3 concepts for the area near the restroom. Design differences here include the location of the restroom and walkway. The options also feature either slopes or stone rockery walls to transition from the walkway down to the beach. These last cross-sections reflect the 3 design options in the area near the picnic tables. Notable differences are in the grade transition down to the beach with gradual slopes or terrace seating, and the trade-off of the grass area near the picnic tables versus a wider sandy beach zone. In these next few pages are shown images of other park facilities with elements similar to those in the proposed design concepts. These images are intended to help visualize what the new features might look like, although future design efforts will be conducted to determine the specific amenities that will be constructed at Clarke Beach Park. The first board focuses on pier amenities and non-motorized boat launch options. This next board depicts waterfront and beach conditions, including some of the natural elements that may be included in the beach area for improved ecological function and fish habitat. And this is the end of the presentation material for Clarke Beach Park. I'll now turn it back over to Sarah Bluvas from the city to provide closing remarks.
Thanks, Jordan. So to recap, during the presentations, Jordan provided an overview of the existing conditions at Clarke and Groveland Beach Parks, and then shared 3 design concepts for each park to consider for the joint infrastructure plan. Now that you've reviewed the concepts, we invite you to provide feedback on the designs through our survey on Let's Talk. Go to www.mercerisland.gov/CGIP or scan the QR code on your screen. You can provide feedback for one or both parks, and the survey is open through November 3rd. All design concepts are also posted on Let's Talk, so you can refer back to them as you go through the survey questions. Survey results will be used to develop a preferred concept for each park, which will be shared with the community in early 2026. Thanks so much for watching and for sharing your feedback with us.